Welcome, welcome. Come on in. You see the title, you see the thumbnail, so you already see what we're about to discuss. But I want to know your thoughts. If you're new here, go ahead and boom, subscribe to the channel and make sure you turn your alerts on so you can know when I upload another video. Also, connect with me on Instagram, The Fierce Mompreneur, and TikTok. Check out the website, www.thefiercemompreneur.com. Y'all go over there and just check it out, read the blog, purchase a bling tumbler. Just help your girl out. Just go click on the website, okay? But y'all, this narrative is just so old and like really, this we still doing this in 2025. I want to leave this narrative in 2026. Let's stop grouping all Black people together. Y'all, let's watch this.
I understand about my post. You're really arguing in my post. White people are not the problem in America. White people are not Black people's problem in America. The problem for Black people in America is the Black community holding you back from any type of way to succeed in America is your own community, and it's not everybody. But let's be for real. And I don't want to sit there and act like I'm attacking only Black American mothers. It's the fathers too. Oh, it's the seed poppers who every few years you go and live with a single Black mother of 5 and you give her a 6th. You live with a single Black mother of 6 and you give her a 7th. And you stay around for a couple years and you play daddy to all her kids until the real conversation comes up of, I need you to do more around here. I need help with these kids. And then the guy says, those ain't my kids. I got one kid. I'll take him back to school shopping. I'll take my kid back to school shopping, but I ain't doing that. Them your kids. And then once it's, oh, these are my kids. Yep, them your kids. He go out, he get kicked out. He leave because the situation is he got to be too responsible for the woman's kids. And so he leave. And then he go right on to another baby mama, pop her full of one, and be like, oh, same thing. They do this until they in their 40s and 50s. And they're like, ain't no good women out here trying to act like they don't have no kids. It's easy for a Black American man to act like he don't have no kids because he don't got to carry that baby bump. He doesn't have to carry that baby bump. But let me be real with you. Black American men are just as much the culprit as Black American women when it comes to producing too many kids. Because a lot of these Black American men will live with a single mother because he knows if she's a single mother, she's going to have a fridge full of food and she's going to have an apartment that the government gave her. And that's one thing he knows, and that's enough for him. Meals, and a place to sleep. And that's all these Black American men be looking for. And then as soon as he get a problem where she asks,
my thing is when we get on this platform and group it as that's what Black American men are looking for, or Black American single moms are on the system. I know she's not speaking to everyone, but this is the rhetoric that gets passed around. And then we wonder why people run with it.
Him, can you work a little harder? Could you get you a job? Can you do something to help with the household? He going,
I don't know, y'all. Y'all comment below and let me know what y'all think.
The only baby that's mine is that one right there. I'll take them back to school shopping, but I ain't taking everybody back to school shopping. You know what I'm saying?
And nor should he. Nor should he. The problem with him.
How do y'all feel about that? If a man enters into a woman's life, moves in, and she has children from a previous relationship or relationships, should it be his responsibility to step in as the role of father inside the house, the male role? Is he not taking them school shopping because she getting chopped? Like, I guess it goes deeper. It's like a deeper conversation, different situation.
And the problem with a lot of people, a lot of guys that then get into relationships with single mothers is that they are not paying attention to the package that come along with it. You are basically getting a package deal, especially if you are deciding to impregnate her and give her another child. You have now tied yourself to that woman for the rest of your life, especially considering that she is already tied to a bunch of other people through the children that she had with them, which is one of the reasons why I tell y'all that it is a very tumultuous situation. Listen, if you can't manage a woman that is single without any kids, what makes you think that you can get into a relationship with a woman with already having multiple kids from multiple different dudes? This is the dilemma that we.
And that is the real question we have to ask our sons and teach our sons. And that's a real conversation. If you're dating someone, and there's some men that don't mind it, but you have to have that real conversation with yourself as a man and say, Am I ready to take care of that responsibility? She might be slobbing good, the might be the wettest thing, cook, clean house, got it all. But are you ready for if she loses her job, falls on health, or whatever happens? Are you ready to say, hey, yeah, I got the kids. She has 3 other children and you just have 1 with her. So now you have 4 kids. Are you ready to take on that responsibility? Or is it just your kid? So those are the questions you do have to really ask yourself.
Facing as a community. And she is not saying anything wrong. She is basically laying out and breaking down the dynamics of why the Black community is broken. And she's not telling any lies. It's not anything.
And Black women have to be careful about all these wanting to build a family and having all these potential daddies inside the house and just leaving you with babies, because your kids are looking at you as well like, well, damn, mama, come on, what are you doing? You don't know about birth control? This man hasn't made a commitment. And, so it goes both ways. We do need to do better, but yet and still, this is not all Black single mothers, and this is not all Black single women.
That she said, because I know a lot of guys will get mad. Oh my God, it's not all Black guys. I know it's not all Black guys, and that's why I'm not offended. Like you can't diss me with something that's not true about me. You know what I'm saying? So when she's holding the community accountable, which I hold the community accountable, I am an equal accountability smoke giver for both guys that are dusty and women that are dusty.
Wix, one platform.
And that's truly what it takes too. You holding your circle accountable. You saying, look, we are not going to fall into this category of the foolishness, of the bull crap. Dude, where's your kids? You're going to take care of your kids. We're going to hold our homegirls accountable. Why are you letting this man lay up with you and your 3-4 children, and he is not showing you any responsibility, and you're up here screwing? So those are the conversations we need to have. If you have a cousin, somebody, platform, whatever, have those conversations, and also make sure that you're walking right as well, making sure that you're doing right as well. That's the problem too.
It's the truth, and you can't avoid it because our community has a ton of single mothers, and our community is holding on to dudes that continue to spread their seed amongst these single mothers because they didn't get pregnant by themselves. Even if the majority of guys are not having children out of wedlock, when we talk about the overall culture of the community, it is trash. That is 100% true. And so a lot of these guys will get with these egregious women that are doing the wrong thing and finessing the federal government in order to have a place to stay for free. And they don't want to grind. They don't want to work. They don't want to get educated. We don't want to then hold ourselves accountable, but we want to be offended at every single thing that somebody says about us that probably is true for the majority of us. She
Good project mentality.
cooking.
It's weird. And these mothers will put their kids on a back burner to make that man feel comfortable in their house. That goes along with what I had to say about the Philly Muslims. The people that go to jail for 20 years, those men, they learn about Islam in jail. They come out and try to find them a single mother of 5 and try to wrap her up and make her feel like, oh, you going to be Muslim. You got to follow me. You got to obey me. They are exploiting the religion of Islam, because at the end of the day, the only part about Islam that they like is that the woman got to do everything that they say and cover up her body. That's the only part of Islam that they like, and that's the only part of Islam that they teach. You be letting these men around your children not knowing what that man was locked up for 20 years for. Why do you think men be in jail in the first place? Y'all really be taking men out of jail and be turning Muslim for them. Talk about Sanaa Lathan, Salam alaikum, salami, eggs, and bacon. Y'all fake Muslims. Y'all Philly Muslims. I don't like that. Like, y'all be changing y'all whole religion just for a man that came out of jail after doing a 20-year bid for assault.
Now that is something. You can't have somebody that just came out of jail coming around your kids. But you guys get in the comment. You can go over there and watch the full video. We as a community do need to do better, but sometimes it's got to be your circle. Look at your circle. Reach out. Before you reach out, I feel, to the community. Look at your circle. Look at your cousins. Look at your family, your friends, and see, hey, you're not really about to, we do have to hold each other accountable. Hold your kids accountable. If they're not doing right, you got to hold them accountable. That's what it really takes to go ahead and make change, not justifying your child's lack of, especially a grown ASS child. So you guys get in the comments and let me know what you think. I always don't know how Anton is going to react to something. That was my live reaction. So I kind of agree, I just don't want to say group us in a category. But we do have a situation in the, I want to say, lower income poverty areas in the Black community. The mindset needs to definitely change. We need to stop idolizing thug life, glorifying, how many bodies you have and stuff like that. We do definitely need to change that mindset. And also, when you do move out of those areas, you really got to do the work and don't take that ghetto ass mentality into other areas. If you truly want to better yourself in your children's life, you have to do the inner work as well. You can't take that entitled ghetto shit somewhere else. No, because you're just spreading it. That's not going to work. So I can understand. I'm trying to do better for my kids. I'm, moving, da 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 da. And that's why they say, oh, there goes the neighborhood. So let's change that narrative as well. So when you do get out of those type of circumstances, that you are also working on yourself, your kids' education matters, your priorities are different. It's not about turning up every weekend. It's not about, just this man. It's about your kids interacting, having a decent place for them to live, you conducting yourself like a decent human being. And when you do invite your family and friends over, you respect the neighborhood the same way you would expect your neighbors to respect the neighborhood. And then you go ahead and let your girl know, hey girl, there's another house, over there in that neighborhood. You should look at moving. The kids would love the school over there. That's how you put one up on. Oh yeah, da, da, da. You can rent for right now, girl. Go see what they're talking about. This will be better for your kids. And then we can go ahead and I joined this organization out in this community, because you're going to have to find stuff in that community to connect with. Surround yourself with people who you want to better. You want to better yourself. You can't just keep going back to the hood and frequent in the hood. And then we need to make sure we clean up the areas, because there's certain people if you do go back and visit your grandparents, make sure their lawn is upkept, make sure there's nothing going on with their house. We really do got to pour back into each other. Y'all get in the comments and let me know what y'all think.